we have a situation. There's been some sort of disconnect in terms of like what the candidate is looking for. Things are busy and stress is going up. That is what I call momentum. Closing one position is fun. Closing 3 would be literally incredible. Hello, and welcome back to another week in the life. What I do every single day as a tech recruiter at my own agency here in the tech industry. This video just honestly shows you what I do behind the scenes, what us recruiters do behind the scenes. Straight up recruiting, no exaggerating, just taking you along for the crazy ride we find ourselves with clients and candidates and everyone else that's involved. So right now, filming this, it is the second full week here of March. We had an amazing January, even amazing more February, and a lot of exciting stuff happening that's cooking this week, and hoping we can do whatever we can to kind of finish this month off strong. And if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you are as excited as I am to finish March, to finish Q1 of 2023 off on a brand new note with tremendous momentum and success, please feel free to support a fellow recruiter. Please give us a like, subscribe, click that bell. It really means a lot, helps us a lot with the algorithm. So enough talking, let's get started. So before we start, just a quick reminder, a couple things. Feel free to also join our free Discord channel with the link down below, where you can collaborate and ask questions with other really great like-minded individuals around the world. It's completely free again. Feel free to also check out our podcast on Apple and Spotify called Kickstart Podcast, where we really dive deep and talk with amazing recruiters and founders of some of the most innovative, disruptive companies that have just taken off and just crushing it in whatever respective markets and industries that they're in. Link is also down below. It's completely free, and always looking for other recruiters to partner up with or people with amazing networks. Right now, we're going to make more of an effort to really kind of change and modify our job description on our site with our active positions. So if you know anyone that you think could be a good fit, you can be a recruiter. You don't have to be a recruiter. If you know of anyone and they end up successfully interviewing and getting the job, we will happily pay you a finder's fee like we always do. We think that we offer the highest, most competitive finder's fee in the market around. So we're always looking for great software engineers, product managers, product designers, sales, account executive folks, designers, and the like. So gonna be kind of working on that more proactively, hopefully the next couple of weeks, and then additional subsequent videos will give you more instructions. But if you know anyone that might be interested in our positions, you can reach out to me on Instagram, you can reach out to my Discord or LinkedIn. Would love to kind of have your help. Let's go ahead and get started for this week. Oh my gosh, we have a situation. So one of the software engineers that we placed a couple weeks ago told us that he got a counteroffer on his last full day, which was late last week, and gave him a counteroffer that he couldn't say no to. So as a result, he has to withdraw. Oh man, this is like the worst thing that happens. And this is why, if you've been watching for a long time, anything can happen in recruiting. Even though a verbal offer gets accepted, even though an official offer gets signed, it doesn't necessarily mean the candidate will start, because so many things can happen, whether it's other offers, counter offers, cold feet, crazy personal life changes, like they end up deciding to move or something like that, where the offer falls through. So this is not good. Like, this is going to blow back significantly badly to my candidate. It's going to hurt his relationship with my client, and it's just never a good feeling with all kind of stakeholders involved, including myself, to renege on something where he officially executed and signed. So it's, again, I just want my candidates to make the best decisions for themselves. Situations like these happen regrettably. Do I do whatever I can to minimize it? Yes. Do these happen sometimes and it completely blindsides me and surprises me? Yes, like right now. And so while it's difficult to really accept the situation, like what I'm kind of thinking is like problem solving. Like, what can I do in this situation? So what I can do, and this requires a lot of tact. You never want to be super aggressive. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, you're gonna ruin your life. Like, you never want to take that approach. But I also do know from my experience in recruiting for a long time that typically accepting a counter offer at your current job for just more money isn't gonna solve all your problems. And if anything, like with my candidate, he told me that money isn't everything, and there's a lot of reasons why he's looking for other roles that's not with money. And hypothetically, we also talked about this, if there were to ever be a counteroffer, he said that he wouldn't accept it because like he would just end up leaving. And the fact that he accepted it, it just boggles my mind. And it just goes to show like how people's psychology and psyche can get affected really easily with like a big paycheck in front of you, right? And so what I can do is kind of passively share with him kind of my experience and maybe even forward him some articles. But ultimately it's like, hey, I know you really like my client. We went through some pretty intense negotiations. Like, are you open to chatting with them? We can see if they can come up to make it more, competitive for you. Like, let's kind of do this professionally instead of you just showing up saying, hey, I got a counter offer, I'm accepting, see ya. Like, that's not going to do you well. And certainly it's not going to kind of help you with your future candidacy if you ever were to apply with my client again. As you told me that my client is super unique and what they're working on, their mission, the product really resonated with my candidate and something that he really wanted to be a part of. So this is not good, feeling kind of down about this, but like you just have to kind of figure out what to do. Like, can I resolve the situation? Can I re-engage and create like another dialogue? It's kind of hard because like he basically teed up saying, hey, I've already made my mind and see ya, if I can help in any way, let me know. I'm gonna try my best to kind of get in there, create a dialogue, see if my client can come up, but most likely knowing my client, they're not gonna be happy with this news. Like, what sort of company wants to make even more of an effort to sign a candidate? They've already like went above and beyond to get the terms for him. I doubt they're gonna want to move, anything up beyond what they've already offered him because it's just a bad taste and just very unprofessional. So like, again, stuff like this happens, and a lot of these situations can also happen with more of like a benign, more positive experience, right? Like, something happened with their family life or personal, and they just have to just stay put for now, like more understandable. But for you to like tell me money's not everything, and then you accept a counteroffer that offers you more money, hurting your relationship with me, hurting your relationship with my client, it's probably not the best thing to do. But I'm still open to have an honest discord with my candidate, see if we can kind of save everything, see if we can save it with my client. But if all else fails, that's gonna stink. We're gonna lose a massive deal. But I want to do whatever I can to end my relationship with my candidate positively, and I want to do whatever I can to kind of end his relationship with me and my client right now as positive as possible. It's never a good thing to end a relationship on a negative tone or to kind of, really leave things up with a bad, just sour taste in your mouth. So got to put out some fires, got to manage this crisis here, and we'll kind of keep you updated. But right now I have 2 more candidate calls, spoke to about 8 earlier today. A lot of good interviews are happening. We'll just see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Okay, so just want to share my quick thoughts about just what's going on. So in tech, if you've been following, it's just nonstop drama after drama after drama with the SVP and other banks possibly getting affected. And because, it's affecting mainly tech companies and startups, that's a lot of our clients. And now I'm worried again. It's just like, man, when you're a business owner, most of our jobs is to do whatever we can to put out fires every single day, problem solve every single day, try to find ways to push your business forward, try to, position your business in the best way that it can push through, have a great year and succeed and keep succeeding. And it is stressful so much. I mean, I thought when 2020 happened, it was stressful. I thought when layoffs started happening, it was stressful. I thought now with SVP happening, it's stressful. And like, you just never know what's going to happen, and you just have to be able to like focus on performing as a recruiter first and foremost, but also a business owner. And now I'm sharing this with you because I'm being completely honest that like, if you're thinking about starting any business for yourself, you have to first especially focus on doing your activities or your core responsibilities well. So if you're looking to start your own recruiting agency, being a solo recruiter, figure out how to do that well. But at the same time, if you're working for yourself, you have to not only master that, but also master and develop the necessary skills and the tough skin and grit to be a successful business owner as well. It's not enough just knowing how to source candidates. You have to know how to bring in clients, but you also have to know how to do your taxes and admin and legal and marketing. That's hard enough in an up market, but when in a crazy market, a market going down, it's really going to kind of push your back against the wall, and really you're gonna have to ask those serious questions. Is this something that I'm in it for the long term, or am I doing it for a quick buck? I'm just doing it just for fun. Because if it's the latter, when things get difficult, those are the first types of businesses that are just gonna get wiped out. So the people who have grit, who really wanna be part of this long term, we will have to do whatever it takes to be creative and problem solve, put fires out. But man, if you were to tell me, I would anticipate like the past 2 years turning out the way that they've done, like, man, I would have I would have laughed at you and said, you're just crazy. But, we were able to push through 2020. We're able to push through with the layoffs starting last year. With this year, who knows? All I really can do is just focus on what I have to do now, right? Keep my heads down, fulfill the jobs for my clients, get new candidates, and continue to develop strong relationships and take chances on initiatives that I'm doing for the long term, not just for short-term kind of capitalization opportunities, and hope the world doesn't go upside down. There's only so much we can kind of hope for and manage at the same time. So I'm watching everything, and as a business owner, you have an obligation to watch what's happening in the economy and try to protect the business as much as possible. But I am just sharing this raw, unfiltered perspective with you that, it is very, very stressful. I think people underestimate the stress, the anxiety, the lack of sleep that you can get just from owning a business. I think if you're looking just for a part-time solo recruiter, that's fine. But if you're looking to kind of work for yourself full-time, I think more needs to be talked about all the other psychological, mental issues that you have to battle just surviving and staying alive every day and every week. And I'm a lot better at it now than when I first started about 8 years ago. But man, the amount and the volume of intense activities within a short amount of time has made the past couple of years just relentless. And so I'm just happy to say that we were able to push through. I don't have a crystal ball, but we will continue to do our best, not be too crazy with our spending, make smart choices, still be able to kind of capitalize and expand our team very, very intentionally, and just try to kick butt and do the best that we can. And so hope this helps for anyone that's struggling. We're all feeling this right now, whether you're a small person team, mid-size or large. And, we have to just make smart choices, bite our tongue, and push through no matter what, especially if you're in this for the long haul. So we'll see what happens. I hope it doesn't get a lot worse. People are saying the recession will get a lot worse, real estate will get a lot worse. As much as I want to listen to that chatter, I have to focus on what I have to do right now and just be consistent as much as possible. So here's to everyone who's feeling it, who's struggling, who feels like they're back against the wall. Now is not the time to give in. Keep standing up, keep walking forward, keep focused on doing good work, and all of this hopefully should be okay. So hope this helps, and we'll get on with our day. Wow. It is Wednesday, almost 3 p.m. It's been a blur since Monday. There's just way too much going on. The funny thing is about my client that I talked about that my candidate withdrew, we actually had another candidate for another position with this client that was going through final rounds, and we just heard that he got an offer, which is absolutely amazing. And then I spoke with him today, and he's like, the offer is way off. He's looking for mid 200s, or sorry, he said low 200s. They came out with 200 plus a 10K bonus plus equity. And if you're like, hey Preston, that actually sounds pretty good, I thought so too. But then he was like, you know what, that's actually way too low. I have a full-time remote job right now. If they want me to come into the office, I need something much, much higher. And so what's really important here is that my candidate is working at a bigger company, my client's a startup. Sometimes it's very easy to only know what you know. And if you're at a big company, you kind of want to expect that any other companies you reach afterwards or you go to afterwards will have the same compensation plan or trajectory as you're making right now. And so it's up to us, like the recruiters, to be able to educate our candidates as well, saying, hey, you're at a big company right now, and what you're making is going to be very difficult for smaller startups, but they can balance it out with equity, sign-on bonus, and of course, we can go to bat for you and try to get you the highest competitive package. But he didn't sound too convincing, which was not really good. But I asked him to have an open mind and just sync up back with my client and just have an honest discussion, and let's just see what happens. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. This is a 50-50 in my opinion, maybe 40-60 against me. I really hope this can happen because this is going to be another massive deal and placement. But there's been some sort of disconnect in terms of what the candidate is looking for and where he is kind of ideally targeting, and that might be just way out of the bounds of just being realistic for my client. So not the best. I'm going to, help navigate and coordinate the talks, and I hope it just goes well. And again, I don't really expect this to happen. And if anything, it's just going to be a long drawn out negotiation process with probably no resolution in sight. The other candidate that withdrew, that didn't really go anywhere. He reached out to the client. My client, regrettably and in a very sad way, chooses not to engage. And I totally get it. If you have a candidate that they went to bat for, they negotiated, and then he signed and he accepted, and he's like, oh, I'm staying at my job, that's going to really piss off a lot of people. And so, an unfortunate situation, but we got to kind of keep moving forward and see what else we can do. And so my focus is on this other situation among many other things that's happening. All right, another update is one of my favorite e-commerce clients came back to us and they're like, hey, we need to hire product designers, but not one, not two, 3 of them like yesterday. So me and my team, we are just scrambling all day today, targeting people we reached out to before, targeting new people, and trying to get people into the door as fast as possible. So it's really go, 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 because, closing one position is fun. Closing possibly 3 would be literally incredible. They also need help with engineers. And then our client that we spoke with last week just came back to us, signed an agreement. So we're picking that up. Principal engineer with at least Python or Django experience, backend or full stack is fine. So we got our hands full. Adding that to everything else we have going on right now. Holler to my new team member. Super blessed and grateful to have another person join our team full time. He's absolutely crushing it. Had his first day kind of sourcing, getting the lay of the land, and just impressive. 20 out of 20. So if you're watching this, you know who you are. Grateful for you. And if you guys are watching and hope to kind of join our team in the future, there may be opportunities to join as well. If that ever happens, make sure you continue watching for some future announcements. But right now, we are just full busy right now. Got so much going on. Gonna be here all day. Got a whole day packed with calls tomorrow and Friday to finish off. Interviews are happening. We had a final round interview for a product manager yesterday. We did not get any feedback from our client yet. I'm hoping to get back to us soon, hopefully with some good news, because if they want to move forward, I think that's the offer stage right there. 2 other more product candidates had interviews yesterday. One of them is going through. So a lot of candidates moving forward. A lot of things are still simmering despite all the craziness that's happening. So I'm not one to really just think outside and get distracted with all the noise. I just want to put my heads down, be focused on what I need to do this week and today to provide nothing but results and value to the stakeholders and candidates and clients that trust us in the process, and just make it happen. So enough talking, more sourcing, a lot going on, new clients in a very difficult market in middle of March. Let's keep pushing. Hello, it is Thursday, almost about 4 p.m. Just been here all day, just sourcing. One of our clients, as you heard earlier in the video, we picked up 3 possibly product design roles. So all hands on deck. Me and the team are just really making sure we build that pipeline as fast as possible. This client also needs a machine learning engineer, at least 6+ years of experience in Python and machine learning, ideally in tech companies. So going to be focused on that. And then our client, another one that we spoke with last week, just gave us their signed agreement yesterday. So I actually spent most of the day yesterday and a good chunk of my day today just trying to do some targeted outreach, hoping that some people will come in before the weekend, but definitely next week, so that we can help build that pipeline. So many things happening right now. And a lot of times for full desk recruiters, we just always have to just audit and keep the pulse and check the pulse of a lot of the pipelines that we have, and constantly recalibrate or change depending on a lot of different variables. It could be, how great are the clients? Are they responsive? Are they accessible? Do they get back to us really quickly? Do they give us ample quick feedback? The clients that get back to us fast, that are amazing to work with, we of course will prioritize. The ones that are a little bit slow, we will of course continue to work on them, but we'll know that there's probably a longer life cycle, and maybe because of that, we can focus on other life cycles or product pipelines that are moving a little bit faster, but we still treat every single client as our number one client. But depending on how you structure your week, how you structure your day, it's all about what pipelines do you have to focus on right now? What are the different speeds? Which pipelines are good right now? Which pipelines need work? And maybe the ones that need work, which of those pipelines would have the highest chance of getting a lot of great candidates because they're a lot more responsive? Which other pipelines are a lot more competitive or a lot more difficult to get hold of? For example, let's say in tech, designers and marketing talent are a lot more responsive than those that are, for example, software engineers or the ones that are senior software engineers, because everyone's going after them and it's so competitive, right? So depending on that, how I approach engineers will be very different than how I approach marketing. My life cycle will also be very different with how I approach engineers versus marketing as well. So there's so many things that you have to always consider, and a lot of things can change. This week, one of your clients can be amazing. Next week, maybe that same client is going to be super busy with a milestone or a sprint, and they're going to have to just slow everything down. And so if that happens, you might have to just focus, that bandwidth on another client, right? So it always always is dynamic, and you have to just see like what's going on today, what's the nature of things today, what are the nature of things this week, and then you just constantly check it every single day, every single week and month, and just adapt accordingly. So full desk recruiting, it's like you just have to be fluid, right? Maybe perhaps like you're on a boat. If you have to go this way and the wind changes to this way, then your boat will go right instead of left, and you just always have to be okay with that and kind of go with the flow. So it's been a really hectic week, but again, really happy that we're very busy. A couple updates. We had a final round for a product manager on Tuesday. Unfortunately, he got rejected, and that has been a huge bummer because this is when a client that we've been working with for so long, they're very particular, very specific in terms of what they're looking for, and it's just tough. It's tough finding this profile. It's tough getting someone to actually get all the way to the end, and it's tough just getting feedback. They're not really the fastest one. So I was really banking on closing this one. That would have been an amazing week, but it didn't happen. But we also have a lot of other simmering pipelines that are nearing the final round. Nothing immediately out of ordinary that I can maybe start focusing on for the videos, but other than that, it's all about just managing those pipelines, making sure they're continuing to move forward, and doing whatever we can on the side to keep kind of building the pipelines, keep developing relationships with clients and new clients, and always make sure that we can kind of focus on just delivering as best as we can over and over again. So right now, it's almost about 4 p.m. Eastern here. We have about 4 interviews happening here on a Thursday. We got another 4 interviews happening on Friday. Got 10 plus calls. The new team member that joined us this week, he's been absolutely crushing. He has over 10 calls on Friday, which is amazing. That wasn't intentional at all. He just had to kind of modify his calendar settings, but the fact that he's talking to 10 different candidates within his first week, that's more than I have done. So super impressed with his work ethic, and just really cool to meet other great people and to work and expand our team, working with other like-minded individuals. There's no better feeling than celebrating with other people than just by yourself, right? If things go well. So that's going really well, but my purpose right now and my focus and priority is to finish this week off strong with momentum so that, hey, as we go into the weekend, we have really great momentum going into next week so that we can really capitalize in the second half of March to make it awesome. So I know it's a tough market. I know it's a tough week out there. A lot of layoffs are still happening. Doing our best to play a small role and just providing value to candidates out there. Always actively recruiting from product management to UX, digital marketing to engineering. And always feel free to reach out to me. If you know someone who's looking, if you're looking for yourself, and if I might not be able to help right then and there, we'll of course keep you in mind or introduce you to other people in our network that possibly can help. So enough talking. Couple more interviews, gotta make sure they go well, a couple more sourcing, but things are busy and stress is going up, so gotta do what we can to fight and push. All right, it is Friday here, almost about 1 p.m. and so far so good, having a wonderful first half of the last day of this week with everything going really well and momentum going well. Happy to report one really big win for me this week, or for my team, is that we were able to pick up a brand new role, multiple product designers on Wednesday. Myself and my team scrambled and hustled our butt off all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and we were able to end yesterday sending our first batch of candidates that I think are really solid. This is an amazing turnaround. This is always like an ambitious goal, and I'm just overall really happy that we're able to send high quality candidates before the weekend so that hopefully they can review it. We can get people scheduled before next week even starts, and that is what I call momentum, targeting, on point, hustle, sense of urgency, and just overall making it happen. Just do want to emphasize that the candidates that we did send over are fantastic. We're in no business to blast out random quantity candidates, wasting everyone's time. We want to be able to be surgical, laser focused, like a sniper, and just going after the candidates that we think have the strongest chance of getting interviewed and the perfect fit for the role, and just now awaiting for our client to get back to us. So overall, I'm really happy about that. It's always like really exciting and nerve-wracking when you pick up a new role, either with a current client or maybe with a new client, because like, oh my God, I need to juggle, I need to make time and make this happen. And we're just able to make it happen. And so now we're gonna be spending the last half day today sourcing the second role for this client, which is a machine learning engineer, hoping to kind of get enough birds to go out there so that we can kind of get some responses and get kind of candidate screening calls set up for next week. Further, making sure that we come into the following week with fantastic momentum. I'm also spending today as well as yesterday just going through a lot of a lot of different searches trying to find principal engineer for a brand new client, really looking for someone with at least kind of 8+ years of engineering experience. They have to know Django, and they have to obviously be in the States here. The highest they can go is about 200K, which is probably not the highest, but it's more on the lower end. But I think with 200K plus equity plus benefits for the right person, it can be high enough to get some decent people in there. So my big focus is on that. It's very selective in terms of what they're looking for. So I'm not sure if I've gotten enough responses or as many responses I would like. So I'm just going to be sitting here and continue to push on that. And then we have about 4 interviews today. I still got another handful of candidate calls to do today as well. But all around, considering it's the March 17th, we have 2 full weeks left of March. We're setting ourselves up to kind of crank out some amazing placements. The only loss of this week is that we lost the product manager, which I was really bummed out about, but happily we're able to kind of hustle behind the scenes, get more candidates in the door. We have 2 first-round interviews scheduled next week. So that's all is not lost. We're still building, we're still pushing and doing whatever we can. So gonna be here. It's a pretty straightforward day. So far, so good. Feeling great. Energy is great. Despite all the craziness that's happening, just gotta do whatever I can to stay sane and focused and concentrate on my work and whatever I have to do in front of me. So we're gonna go ahead and do our best to finish today and this week off as best as we can. And we'll see you in a bit. Boom, just like that, heard back from our client. Out of the 4 designer candidates that we submitted, they want to speak to definitely 1 and most definitely 2 more, making a total of 3 out of 4. It seems like they don't want to talk to that 4th one because she might be a little bit too expensive, which is weird because she's well within the range they provided. But still, 3 out of 4 for a brand new role we just picked up within 24 hours is a solid ROI. We're working on sending them 2 more, which should be hopefully awesome and solid as well. So great start to a brand new position with momentum scheduled for next week, which is the target and primary objective. We're going to be sourcing engineers a little bit later today to close out the week. But all in all, this is fantastic news. Love ending the week off on a positive note. And yeah, goes to show what you can do when you move fast. You know exactly what they want. You stay uber targeted and you make it just happen. Results over results. Let's go. All right, it is getting towards late Friday here in the afternoon. Like I said before, just such a great way to end the week. I honestly hope that you also finished the week off well. Your March and your Q1, your end of Q1 specifically, is nearing to hopefully whatever goal that you're trying to accomplish. It's been, again, a rocky start to 2023, and just blessed and grateful at the end of the day to have business, to have clients that we're able to kind of work towards and just kind of keep us really busy. I'm just grateful to you all, grateful to our candidates and clients, to our team, just here, just trying to do our best every single week and every single day, and just appreciate you being part of this journey. If you want to be part of our Discord group, it's completely free down below, where you can spend time with other like-minded individuals around the world. If you want to partner up with us or do splits, always open and excited to meet other recruiters, talent acquisition professionals around the world, or people who are just excited and intrigued at what we do. If you have any other questions on what other videos you want us to make, please comment down below as well. Feel free to also reach out to my Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You know where to find me. And just most importantly, I'm just very grateful for your time. Just a recruiter here doing the best that I can in the most insane market conditions that I've ever seen during my career. So it's been a really great week. Even though we lost the candidate on a final round, we're still able to make considerable progress across multiple other roles, including the ones that we focused on the end of this week with you all. Brand new roles within 24 hours, able to get 3 interviews scheduled, which in my opinion is freaking awesome. And I feel good going into the weekend knowing that we're able to make it happen. So again, looking forward to next week. Hopefully we get closer to popping another deal. We weren't able to do anything this week, but still able to show you a lot of really great situations and challenging scenarios that we faced. So thank you again. We'll see you on the next one.